All right, let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the real Chevy, back at you guys with another episode of Get Real, which stands for Real Estate as a Lifestyle. 24/7, 365, man. All that stays on our mind is growth and helping others. I'm really, really excited about this interview. Um, Interviewing my guy out of Florence, Alabama, Chris Lee. What's going on, Chris?
What's going on, Chevy?
Oh man, everything, man. If I was doing any better, I'd be you, man. You the man with a master
Oh
plan.
man, I just know I just know how to get out and grind, man. That's it.
Coming from where we're from, man, we have to be out here on the grind, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely,
sir.
man. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what we gonna do, man? Because I want people to hear your story. I want people to hear how you come about real estate, where our relationship plays in place. I want you to be able to break down your first deal that you did. How long did it take you to do that deal again?
Month. A month.
Like 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, I mean, altogether, probably about 2-3 weeks. It,
Right.
was close. Yeah,
It
it
was
was close to
it
a
was
month.
pretty fast. It was pretty fast.
Yeah. It was
I,
fast.
I remember you calling like, "Hey Chevy, what should I get this at?"
Like I'm still trying to figure out the numbers. I'm still trying to figure out the numbers. But you was like, man, just go, just put them on the contract. We'll figure out the rest. I'm like,
Yeah,
all
man.
right,
Put it on the
blind faith.
contract. That's how it's got to be,
Yeah.
man. But before we dive into the deal and all that, man, just tell everybody, just a little bit about your story, where you from, what you used to do before real estate. Break it down, man. I know the story, but I want everybody else to hear the story, man. So go ahead.
Yeah. Obviously I'm in Florence, Alabama, but I'm actually from Little Rock, Arkansas. So go Hogs. But at the same time, I left Little Rock and I came here, and I ended up being a general manager for a car lot. So I stayed there for about 2 years, and then I left, and then I went into the marketing, sales and marketing, the business that we were in. And I rocked it out there for, 3-4 years. And then, things changed, and I had to make a change. So, and then, I talked to one of the guys that was previously in the company, which is how I got connected with you. And that was pretty crazy. That whole phone call, we probably was on the phone. I was supposed to be just calling you for like 5 minutes. We ended up talking for about an hour. But after that, I said, yeah, man, I heard it before. I heard about real estate, heard about, hey, you can make money without spending money, on, buying houses. There's a different way. And I said, well, I don't know how true that is, but we'll try it out. We'll try it out. But then, I ended up talking to you about it, and you kind of gave me your story and a background from, where we came from. And it kind of gave me a different perspective. And I said, well, and you're probably going to laugh about this because you probably remember this. I said, yeah, man, I'm going to do it. And then you didn't hear from me for about a month. And and then some things, I tried to keep going what I was doing. And then, everything that we kind of addressed and talked about came to fruition. And I was like, I sent you this long text, and I was like, all right, I'm ready, right? Like I'm ready, like I'm all in. Like you feel like, oh, okay. Like in other words, we'll see, right? We'll see. But hey, I understand. So I got all the stuff that you told me to get, the deal machine, the Propstream. And I said, well, man, I don't really know. I remember I was sitting at Arby's and I pulled up the app for Deal Machine. I was like, I don't really know how to use this. I've watched the videos, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So I just put $20 in the car and just started driving. I was putting all kinds of stuff on there. It was not even a deal. Like once I went back and looked at it and did the math, I was like, man, what was I doing? I was putting new houses, all kinds of stuff, right? And so that didn't, I built the lead path from that. But when it was all said and done, my first deal came from, PropStream. So But yeah, yeah. First deal came from
I,
PropStream.
I, I like the fact that you took action though.
Yeah,
You took action when you first you got to understand, man. I get a lot of people that call me, that inbox me, blow my phone up, and everybody want to be like Chevy, right? Everybody want to be out here
yeah,
getting it, right?
yeah,
And what happens, man, is that once they realize that it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of commitment to actually be successful in any business, in any game, man. They everybody wants the fame and glory, but nobody wants to put in the work itself. And that's really what it is, man.
yeah,
And when you first called me, it was just like, all right, you got my name, you got my number for somebody. Okay, cool. All
yeah,
right. Hey. And then we say, hey, we was in the same business. I was like, okay, so we was in the same business. Here's my experience from it. Take whatever you have, save and run. Right. And you was like, and I was like, I was like, hey man, here, I'm gonna break it down for you. Here's what's gonna happen. Right.
yeah,
But that's neither here or there, man. It's all about moving forward. It's all about, buckling down and really staying the course and staying focused, man. And that's really what you've done. You consistently call me every day, just to pick my brain, just to ask questions, especially when it was something that you was unsure about. You didn't feel like you was imposing or bothering me, man. And I love that about you, because a lot of times people tend to get beside themselves and be in their own way, where they're like, no, I'm not going to call him. I'm not going to bother him. I feel like he got a lot of other stuff going on. And my passion is helping people.
yeah,
So if I know that you're an action taker, and I know you're gonna do right by you for yourself to go out here and get it, then I'm gonna pour into you and I'll make sure that you're out here successful. And that's how it's been since day one. So when I was like, hey
yeah.
man, if you
I
listen
got
to
you.
me, if you do what I say, I got you. Like,
Yeah,
no doubt. And that's
yeah,
how it's been, man. And you've been slowly progressing and slowly learning, man. So a couple things that I took from your background, man. Really, you've done some traveling. You kind of came from like a sales background, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I did. I did. I
Yeah.
love sales, man. I love people. I
Right.
think that's what makes it sales for me easy, because I enjoy people. I love people. I love hearing people's story. And I just feel like whatever they have, their life experience, I don't care if they're 20, 30, 50 years old, something that they can say that can benefit my life moving forward. So that's sometimes I sit and talk, just like that one deal that we was working on. And he was like, yeah, man. I sat outside after we signed the contract and talked to the guy for an hour. Right?
Yeah. You gotta
It
be
was
able
about
to.
nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Building rapport though. And he just kind of, he was all in. He's like, man, I want to sell you the house after having this long conversation. So yeah,
No, that's good, man. I think the biggest thing, for what we do, man, because we come from such a tough place of sales. In
yeah,
our previous business, that real estate looked like it's a cakewalk for us.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why when you said that earlier, like, a lot of people want the fortune, the fame, the money. And it's like, they get scared when they figure out they got to put in a lot of work. Well, to us coming from that type of business, I mean, that's normal. Like putting in a lot of work, that's normal. Because we know that's what it's going to take to get to where we needed to be at that time. But I mean, for as real estate, you're like, all right, let me just jump in. You're like, hey, it's going to take a lot of work. And I'm like, well, if this is what a lot of work look like to make this amount of money, oh man, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yeah, man, and dude, the crazy thing is, when I was talking to Alex and when I'm talking to you, man, I remember the battleground days, the days in the trenches, in the field, you know, driving an hour to get to a store, just to,
Yeah,
just, just to make 1 or 200 bucks. So you might not make no money that day, and
yeah,
getting nagged out, and you come back to the office and you looking at your team, and you got to go out there and set the pace, and you got to
set the
leave from the
pace.
front. You,
Yeah,
you you gotta wake up. You gotta go get it. But now in real estate, man, it's such a breeze, bro. Just compared to what we used to do. I mean, I've left that business now for 2 years, and it's been nothing but abundance. Where I truly enjoy working with people. I enjoy watching people's success and being a part of their journey and being able
Yeah.
to contribute to all that they're able to do, man. And that's really that's really where the story comes in place when it comes to you, man, because going from seeing going from hearing from the conversation that we have to where you know to where you was a little bit distressed just because of everything that I told you and it actually happened. But
Yeah.
having that attitude that you have though, to where you're like, yeah, it happens, but what do I need to do next, Chevy? What's up? I'm all in. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a lot of people have that type of mindset, bro. Not a lot of people have that mindset to just understand that, you know what? I'm gonna buckle down. This happened. I can't dwell on it. I'm gonna brush it off. It's water on the bridge. Let me move forward. Let me pivot. I mean, and we, I constantly talk to my guys about refreshing the hustle in the previous business, but now ain't no refreshing, man. It's just how do we level up? How do we take it to the next
Level up.
level? What,
Yeah.
what, what all do we need to take down to make this thing really, really, really big, right? So whether that's doing charity work, whether that's doing networking event, whether that's impacting more people, it's we're in a people business, like an actual people business. And real estate, it takes a lot for someone to say, hey, I want to sell you my property. It takes a lot, bro.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
So, so Tammy, I think Tammy was like, "Hey, what kind of list do you use? Did you pull from PropStream?"
Well, I use the same list you use. That was on your YouTube. Because I remember when I first started, you said, "Yeah, man." I said, "I'm ready to go," and you was like, "Well, go look at all my videos first." So, so I was like, "All right." Well, so I took a whole day. Well, it wasn't probably the whole day, probably about an hour or two, and I just looked through all the videos that I could. And I said, well, let me try PropStream, and I plugged and played like literally everything that you had on PropStream, like from the filters. I mean, just breaking it down to vacant, all the vacants. We looking at, the whole logistics of it. I can't think of the top of my head, but if I seen it in front of me, I could be able to show you how to do it. But I'm sorry,
Wait,
Cammy,
wait,
right?
wait. So you took a video. You took a video that I shot on YouTube about putting a list on PropStream.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's like
and
you
like
definitely
literally,
did
like I had my phone beside me, right? I had my phone beside me, and then I had my laptop beside me, and I was like, all right, so Chevy, okay, cool. So filter, okay, this need to go here, cool. Search, right? Did the whole save, and then I skip search 380 some people. It was like, well, it's gonna be 50 cent, 20 cent. I don't care because I understand that I gotta invest money to make money. So let's just do it, right? And so and which is crazy after I did that filter, which is a day or two after that, which fell into a Saturday, right? And I still have my office from, my sales and marketing company, and the guys that work in there's multiple offices in there, and I was there on Saturday. So that's like the whole idea was I'm doing something that most people won't do. Nobody was at the office. I was the only one there, and one guy came there. He has an office. He just came there to pick up mail. He said, "Man, you're working on Saturday?" I was like, "Yeah, man, getting some extra time in, man. I'm not even doing marketing, but yeah, I'm doing something else." But actually,
nah,
that's where, yeah.
that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So there's a lot of people that's new that watch the channel, man. So the PropStream tool itself, right?
Yeah.
That's used for pulling leads, being able to pull leads. You just pay a monthly subscription, you pull leads.
Yeah.
over 10,000 plus leads, and then you could do whatever you want to do with those leads. Now, now a lot of time when it comes to pulling leads, right? There's a specific way that you have to do to pull leads, because you could pull 10,000 names and don't get nothing from it. But if you're specific in your search criteria and what you're looking for, then you could pull 100, 150, 200 leads and actually create something that's gonna yield you, a good gain. So let's dissect your deal, man. So you pull your list, and did you do mailers or did you do cold calling? What did you do with that list?
Well, I mean, coming from the marketing world, we understand that it's a numbers game. So from recruiting all the way down. So for my mindset was I want to do everything. I don't know what worked, and I was still new at that time, like fresh new, and so I said I don't know what worked. So I'm just gonna plug and play everything. Right? I'm gonna do mailers. I'm driving for dollars. Propstream, make phone calls. I got the YouTube video on how to do pretty much how to do the deal machine and how to skip search people, and how to talk to your sellers. That came from your YouTube. So I just used that information when I called them. And I had to explain to somebody else that was asking me how to do it, and they was doing wholesale. And I said, man, you can't call them like you're some. I get it. You got to be professional, but talk to them like you're trying to create a 5-minute friend. And so I call them. Hey, Chevy, how you doing? Like they're like, what? Like, yeah, but you just got to have it. Like I already know them. In other words, I was like, I'm calling my cousin versus I'm trying to make a sale. And for that deal right there, I mean, I know I pulled 300 leads, and I know you heard me say that, but literally, I called the first person, they didn't pick up, right? The second call, there was a bad phone number. Literally, the third phone call that I called is where I got my first deal. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. The third phone call was where I got my third deal, my first deal, and we talked for probably about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and we just went back and forth. They really couldn't understand me because they was from another country. So I was from another country. So he didn't understand me. So he passed the phone to his wife, and she did the negotiation from there. And I said, well, let's go. I had to say everything all over again and build report again, which you know how that works, Chevy, right? The wife come up to the table, right?
Hey, bro, did you call me when you was at that house? And you was like, hey, this is what they want.
Well, that was my second deal.
That is crazy, bro. But let's keep on talking about the first deal, man. Was it what was it, an absentee, vacant? What kind of lead was it?
Yeah, it was absentee. Actually, it was vacant. It was vacant. It was a vacant list that I had put together, which I still have that list now, and I've created another one since then. But it was a vacant list, and
if it's vacant, it's an absentee. So yeah.
Okay. I got you. Well, that was they didn't know. They've never put it on pretty much on the listing for a realtor or anything like that. And if y'all didn't know, and I got this one, Chevy, for you. So if you did know on Propstream, right? While I was on a phone call with them, I had my laptop open, and this person owned multiple properties, right? And so you can actually click on their portfolio, and see what type of properties that they have. And so I looked through the whole list of their portfolio. They had over, 2 million something in the portfolio, but they had one house that was vacant. Well, that was the conversation that I was having, because I know they already understood real estate, obviously, at this point. But I needed to find out, why is this house vacant? And that was pretty much the conversation.
Awesome, man. So you build a rapport. Did you have any contracts?
At that time?
Yeah.
No, man, that was I had no contracts. In my head, I made it sound good. I was like, yeah, but I had no contracts at that time, and my only focus was I don't have a contract right now, but I am trying. My goal is to focus on getting one today. That was my whole focus on Saturday. I don't care what I got to do. I'm gonna stay in this office until I put somebody on contract. So, no.
Yeah, but now you do though. Now you do. Now you
Oh
do.
yeah. Me and my partner we just put three houses on contract on yesterday. So we got to keep it going.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Crushing it, man. Crushing it. So what um was it the deal itself, right? So your third phone call you made, you got somebody to pick up. Um my question to you, man, is because a lot of people they get scared of the no, right? And what that means is that they'll call someone and they like, "How you got my number? Don't call me again." Blah blah blah, and then that person
Yeah.
frees up and they get scared.
Yeah.
Compared
That's gonna
to,
happen.
it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, man, what one of the things that I've noticed from doing this for a while is that it don't matter if you've been doing this for 10 years or you've been doing this for 10 days, man. That phone is a beast. That phone is
Yeah.
a monster,
Yeah.
man.
It's a monster. You're gonna get everything. You're gonna get everything, but you got to keep going.
You got
That's
it.
it. That's the mindset. I know it's a numbers game. Even if they hang on your face, they not mad at you. Right? Move on to the next person.
Move on to the next, man. So you found a deal. We're out. Like, was it hard to find a buyer for the property?
Oh well, for the first after I got the house, yeah, it was for me. It was because I was so focused on just getting a contract, right? And then I said, well, now I got to find a buyer, right? And I remember you said because I was going to do a reverse. I said, man, let me build my buyers list first, and then I'll start looking for contracts. And he was like, no, man, don't worry about that. Right. Just go find the house. If it's a deal, somebody will buy it. Right. And so I said, okay, well, let me just focus on that. And so I literally went a week. We found a buyer. And I know you remember this. We found a buyer. When I called, just like, we got one, let's go. And then probably we had the inspection and then it fell through. And I'm like, man. And then I only had a week
It
left.
fell through and no EMD.
Yeah, it was. But I definitely learned something out of that. So for all the new people, make sure you get earnest money. I have to make sure you get earnest money on your deals, on your buyers. From get go, make sure you put that on a contract. But for the most part, after that deal fell through, I only had 1 week left in my contract. And I called Chevy. I said, man, we got to find a buyer, man. Right? We got to find a buyer because I don't want to lose my first deal. And, I said, man, let me come up with something creative. I'm an entrepreneur by heart. So I was like, I got to figure out something. So I did an open house. So I called all the buyers that I got from posting it on Facebook. I messaged every last one of them, just copy and paste. And I said, we're doing an open house today and tomorrow. And like literally that changed the game. In 1 week, I did that one thing and I had about 10 buyers come back and forth to the house. I almost spent the night at the house. That's how much it was like, hey, you got another one at 7 a.m. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Right. So I'm ready to go. And one guy came out there and, he fixes his own houses. He's a contractor. He said, man, I'll offer you this right now. Right. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, I got some more people sitting outside waiting to view the house. And I said, let me go show the house to them as well. And then I'll give you a call. Right. And so for somebody else, they've probably been so excited and just say, yeah, everybody else leave. But I wanted to see what my bid was going to be, and it might have been higher. So they was already there, just kind of out of respect. So, but yeah, no, it was fun, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what did you make on that deal, man?
Um, I made about 6,500, 6,500, and that's not on top of the earnest deposit as well. So I made sure I got it the
Okay,
second time
man.
around.
Yeah, second
Yeah,
time around.
yeah.
That's good. That's good, man. So how long? So how long have you been doing real estate now?
Um, let's say about a month and a half, 2 months.
A month and a half, 2 months, all
Yeah,
in, right?
yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Damn. And have we met in person yet?
No, man. All phone calls, man. No, like, all phone calls. I just like you said. I if I don't know the answer, I'm calling. Like I mean, Chevy. Like this is what I got. Like I don't know. I'm not for sure the answer, but I always know. I always bring something to the table first. And say, hey, this is what I think, and then I look for somebody that's been doing it for a while and your experience to tell me, hey, that's a great idea, or you should redirect from going this way. So, yeah, I'm a student, man.
No,
I'm a
that's good.
student,
Aren't you glad I said don't worry about buyers? Let's find them some deals because
man. I
you've
wouldn't,
done
I
work.
wouldn't be, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I know that. Like I just had. That's why I called you yesterday. I just had a closing yesterday. So that was another deal. So, yeah, exciting.
Nah, man, that's good, man. I'm really excited for you. I'm super proud of your progress in itself, man. Because sometimes it takes people a year or two just to take action, but being that
Yeah,
you've been taking massive action, you've been seeing the results that you've been getting just from taking action, even not knowing, but you're still out here producing and taking action, man. So, okay, so so Tammy asked another question. She said, "How did you find the title company?"
I think that's a great question because I had no clue about that part. And I, I even called Chevy and I said, man, all right, so I got a buyer and I got a seller. So how do I find a title? so, but this is what they mean. Take action. Once you get that first contract under, once you get that first house under contract, don't stop. Right, like I didn't stop, and the only way I found a attorney, well, I actually got an attorney, a closing attorney, and it was based off my second deal. Like, so the house that I put on the contract, that person has been doing real estate. Their whole family been doing real estate for years. And me making that phone call on Propstream, building that relationship with her, she just kind of fell in love with me. And she like, I could tell you were new, and I've been doing this for years, but I really want to help you out. And so that ended up being my second deal. And she actually introduced me to her attorney, a closing attorney that they've been using for years, which now is my closing attorney. The guy loves me now, so because I'm bringing him business back to back. So that's how I actually found a title company to close my deals.
So what's next for you, man? I mean, you've been in this a month and a half now. You I think you put together at least what 7 or 8 contracts so far.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No games intended. Like, what's next? What's next?
What's next? What's next, man? I know that you got your guy that came from Kentucky and he's rocking and rolling with you as well. So that's awesome. Then you have X also out there with you rocking and rolling as well. So
Yeah.
you it's kind of like we know how to build systems, right? So we know how to put teams together and put things in perspective and make things shake. So
Yeah.
um what's the goal for 2021 for you, man? How do it look?
The goal for me for 2021 is, like we said earlier, scale up. Scale up to more properties. Continue to, instead of doing, 2 deals a month, to 3 to 5 deals or a deal every week. I'm trying to make Friday payday every week. So, but outside of that, building my portfolio and actually obtaining properties myself outside of the wholesale. So the next level.
Good stuff, man. And what advice would you have for someone that's just starting out in real estate?
My advice is, just take action, man. That's all I can say. Just take action. Things is gonna come up. You're gonna get hit with, the negatives, the people on the phone, the deals falling through. I mean, it's part of it. But just take action. Be a student. You don't know, right? Just ask. Chevy's phone number is right there. If you want to call me, like call me. I don't mind answering any questions, even though I'm steady learning more and more about what I'm doing. But I've developed a system for myself and what I do every morning. So as soon as I jump off here, I'm going to go look at a house. So what's the next thing? But definitely just be a student and just take action, because at any point, if you just sit there and wait and keep looking at YouTube videos, nothing is going to happen. I promise you, nothing is going to happen. But if you do take action, something will. So.
Oh, 100%, man. I think that's the biggest thing is taking action, right? So we have all this information crammed in our head, man, and I've been there before. So I've been there before, and it just so happened that information overload, right? Analysis leads to paralysis. So you consistently analyzing things rather than just focus on the task at hand, and that's really it. Okay. So Tammy, I have another question.
Okay.
she said, did you do the deal with an LLC?
No, I actually transferred my company that I already currently have, and switched everything over. It's not an LLC, it's incorporated. So I just switched it over to real estate. So that's what we do.
That was it.
Yeah.
So you use your old business and turn it into a real estate business. That is hilarious.
That's it. That's it. Like
it's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science. Even my attorney, he was like, "So this is the company?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the company." Like, just sign the check over to this company. We're good. Like, we good. No questions asked.
They typically don't ask no questions, man. That is crazy, man. If they're investor friendly, they gonna make sure they have your best interest, man. If it was something wrong, they would advise you. So, that's why I love real estate attorneys that understand investing, because they're always looking out for your best interest, as well as CYA and their selves as well. So they don't want nothing to come back on them. So they're gonna give you the best advice that's gonna get you rocking and rolling for years. Because I know when I first met up with my real estate attorney, man, he counseled me on the contracts and what's legal, what's not legal, how to go about closings and all those things, man. So, and then the next step is then with a real estate investor friendly CPA. So investor friendly CPA. So this way we can cover whatever taxes need to be handled. We can allocate, whatever needs to be done, man. So yeah, man, it's all good, man. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited, bro. I can't wait for you to come out here so we can kick it as well.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So once I get back from Jamaica, man, we definitely gonna make something shake for sure, man. So I'm really, really excited, man. How can people find you, man? If somebody wanted to reach out, somebody wanted to pick your brain, because a lot of times when people are new, they tend to want to gravitate to somebody that's, that's new, but not as new, someone that's been taking action and finding success. So how can people reach you, if anything?
Well, mine is pretty easy. I'm on Facebook. It says Chris Lee, my first and last name. So you can reach me out on Facebook, or you can, I'll put my number in the chat as well. Or y'all can reach me out as there.
We'll tell them to go to IG and Facebook to link up with you. Don't give your number out until they earn it, man. It's all good. You're good, man. Trust me, people will be calling you and blowing your phone up, and you like, huh? so give them an opportunity to earn it, man. But good stuff, man. I'm glad that you came. Glad that you came on the channel, man. It's truly an inspiration just to see how fast your progress is happening, man, just by taking action. I mean, what's your why, man? What gets you up every day and for you to continue to grind and put in work to where you know that, man, I just came from another business and that business wasn't as successful. I could tuck tail and hide and just say, forget it, I'm not gonna run another business.
Yeah.
But for you, man, you transition from one business to the next, man. What's that drive? What's that grind that keeps you going, man?
Um, my family, like that's it. Like that's what get me up every morning when I think about where I want to be, where I want my family, to be, and where how my life started, my history, my background, and I just don't want to go back. I know what having a lot of money looks like, and I know what not having no money look like. And every time I wake up and I think about it, well, I don't feel like waking up today and doing anything, and I think about those times again. And I know that's not going to get my family where it needs to be. So I want to be able to be that person in the family that be able to change that family tree, that culture, that is possible. Sometimes you just got to step outside the box.
Step out on faith. I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Well, there you have it, guys. Another episode of Get Real, man, which stands for Real Estate as a Lifestyle. If you don't know, man, make sure you go out there and take action. If you're in the real estate space or you're looking to get started in the real estate space, it's real easy to get started. You don't need no cash. You don't need no credit. You don't need a realtor license. If you have all three or one of them, it's a plus for you, but you don't need it. Real estate is just a vehicle, just a way to create. And you gotta find your lane. You gotta find your lane and go out there and master it and take action and get out of your comfort zone and reach out to people that's out there doing it, man. Get around the doers, of this world, so you could become a doer as well, man. So Chris, I appreciate you for coming on the channel, brother. This is probably one of my favorite interviews so far, man. So to finish off the year, so I'm really excited. Thanks again, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
All right, man.